Hello?
Good morning. Is this Dave?
Yes, it is. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Barbara, Dave, and I'm calling you from the Los Angeles, California area.
How you doing, Barbara? What's going on?
Well, I woke up this morning, 6 o'clock, to no power. And I've been watching your show for about 2 weeks now. And I've been telling people this for about 30 years, that this was going to happen. I'm 64. I'm roughly around your age. And, I missed a doctor's appointment this morning because of this crap. And I can't get on the internet, so I wasn't able to watch your show this morning. And so a couple of weeks ago when this started, I almost got in a fight with somebody up at the gas station because they shut our power off. I live in a small town. They shut our power off to 2 out of the 3 gas stations that we have here in town. And we're on a freeway also, the 14 freeway, so we get a lot of through traffic, a lot of trucks that stop for gas also. And I actually had to go to the next town over to get gas because people were starting to fight at the one gas station here in town that was open. So a couple of weeks ago, I called the White House, the only number that I could get through to. It's actually a comment line. And I called it again this morning. And I was wondering if you might possibly get it out to people here in California, these dumbasses who are sitting on their thumbs not doing anything. They need to let the president know, because the lady on the comment line said to me, the governor has to call the president. Well, we all know that Newsom's not going to do that because he's part of this whole thing. So I was wondering if you could get this number out to people and have them call the comment line and start telling the president the people here in California need his help.
I hear you. I'm sure he's aware of it, but with your permission, I'll put this phone call on one of my videos. How's that? That's
Okay, you have my permission, Dave.
okay. Well, that's fine. Have you seen anything? While I got you on the phone, a lot of people are talking about some weird things like stuff falling out of the sky and stuff like that. Have you seen any of that, or you think that's just a bunch of hooey?
I'm seeing some very weird stuff in the sky. I live in a little town called Acton, and it's pretty close to Palmdale, Lancaster, and I don't know if you know too much about that area. It's on the way to Edwards Air Force Base, and it's real close to Skunk Works.
Okay.
So we see a lot of weird stuff in the sky up here, a lot of weird stuff. I've got a lot of strange pictures of very odd-shaped clouds right outside my house that I've captured. And, when I can get to that, I will send you some copies of those pictures. And I would like to talk to you further at another convenient time for both of us.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Meanwhile, I'll get the word out. I'll put a video out, and because I know the president looks at a lot of this stuff. In fact, he responded to my letter pretty quickly.
I saw that.
With these, so.
Yeah, I saw it online, but like I said, I can't even get online right now. But this comment line for the White House, the number is 202-456-1414. And all they really do is take comments, but I think the more people that call and comment, maybe it'll get his attention a little bit faster.
Well, they do a compilation of comments. That's what they do. They collect, one comment might not just make it through verbatim, but if a lot of people call, I'm sure that he'll get notified. And they do a briefing on the comment line. So I'm sure he'll get the message if a lot of people call. But California is under attack, I believe, because there's gold in them thar hills, from years ago. Years ago, it wasn't worth digging the gold out of the ground, especially up in Paradise, where it was not economical to take the gold out of the ground. But now that gold's $1,500 an ounce, it's economical to get the gold out of the ground. Plus, there's a lot of other strange anomalies happen. There's There's underground tunnels. China Lake has been went nuts for like 3 months. It had a 7.1 earthquake and 200 aftershocks a day.
Well, that's actually pretty close. I'm within 100. I'm within 100 miles from Ridgecrest, where that earthquake centered, and we felt it pretty bad here. And this whole area up here where I live is gold country. Acton, was very active during the old days. We still have many gold mines. Actually, Acton is the home of the governor's mine. At one time, the governor here wanted to make Acton the capital of California. So there's a lot of really strange stuff that happens here, and we'll get into that at a later time. But there's a very large cement company here called Cemex.
Oh no, right there. That's the George Soros right there. That's enough. Putting the pieces together. That's another little piece, because there's another Cemex company down at the border there where they were having all those dead bodies show up. Remember Veterans on Patrol?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't hear about that. But, they've been there's a road that goes through here called Soledad Canyon, and they have a large factory down at one end towards Santa Clarita Valley, and they've been trying to get people's land all up through Soledad Canyon through, nefarious means, obviously. And they haven't been able to. They've shut down several RV parks down there and put people literally out on the street, claiming that they're mining cement. And we all know that it's for the gold.
Mining cement. I didn't know you had a mine for cement.
Exactly. And it's amazing how they think that we are really all stupid, and it's just a battle, it's just a battle of wits is what it's come down to.
What pisses them off? It pisses them off that citizen journalists, a guy in his living room with a freaking cell phone, has more views than CNN.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly. And I'm so happy that it's finally come to this. We didn't have this outlet back in the 60s when we were hoping that the revolution was going to happen back then. But, I might be 64 years old, but I'm still ready, Dave.
I'm ready, too. I was ready when I was 19. Nobody ever relieved me of my oath. So when the caca hits the air movement device, I'm locked and loaded.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So my brother joined the military when he was 18 years old there. And, there's a lot of really crazy stuff that happened in New Mexico that I learned of when I was a young child. And like I said, we're going to, keep communicating, because I think that I have some information that, it might not be helpful to people, but I think that it's good to get it out there.
Well, I thank you very much, Barbara, and keep in touch. I'm going to put your name in my contact list. And if you have any other information on that California thing, let me know. But that Cemex thing, I think, is a clue that somebody ought to run down that rabbit hole. I'm down enough rabbit holes already, but when people hear this, I'm sure somebody's going to be looking into it. And you know what? I think the best thing the president can do is keep the mainstream media out of the White House. That's his house. He could say, "This is my house. You get out of here. I don't need you here," and invite some of the larger alternate media sites to come in and fill in for the mainstream media news.
No, you're absolutely right.
That would really piss them off. That would really twist their knickers to no end.
Yeah, it would. And I've heard the president talk about starting his own broadcast network right there at the White House. And I think really that's what he needs to do to get the real information out to the people.
Yep, he should start another YouTube. Russia's doing their own internet. You know that, right?
I just saw that. I did.
Russia's doing their own internet. As soon as it comes up, I'm on.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. You know, it's due to financial reasons. Several years ago, I had to get rid of a lot of my preparedness equipment that I had purchased way back in the late 90s. I had bought a brand new generator and stuff like that just for times like this. But I had to go on disability, and I ended up selling a lot of stuff that I needed, and I could just kick myself for not having that generator this morning when the power went out.
Yeah, you guys really need it. I mean, I could start a business buying generators over here at Harbor Freight Tools and putting them on a truck and shipping them into California, because I heard that people are trying to buy generators. There's none left.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I actually haven't
you get the gas. If there's no power to pump gas out of the tanks. So you're stuck with a generator with no way to fuel it. That's the problem.
You're exactly right. And I was just talking to my son yesterday about getting a solar generator. He said that they don't, put out a lot of power, and the ones that do are very expensive. But there's some things that I'm going to be looking into.
Well, Harbor Freight Tools sells a solar panel. It's 100 watts, which is enough to keep a small appliance going, enough to charge your cell phone at least, so you have a way to communicate. And
yes,
eBay sells these phone charger battery packs that runs my phone for all day. So you get a couple of those, and you're ready to go. I've got about 118 650 batteries here that I put in those chargers, and they'll run my phone forever.
Right. Interesting that you would talk about those. Several days ago, actually today's Monday, so it was last Thursday and Friday, PGE put an ad in our local Los Angeles Times that they were going to be a bunch of different locations to hand out refreshments and battery chargers that would charge your cell phones and whatnot. Little small units, I guess, portable units for, the people that have suffered from these outages. So they were supposed to be at our local library here, Acton Agua Dulce Library. They showed up the day before the date that was put in the newspaper. So obviously nobody showed up except for just random people that were going to the library and happened to see them there, which that was me because I didn't see the ad in the newspaper. So I just happened to see them there. And I got a bottle of water and was not offered a charger. See, I didn't know that they were supposed to be giving them out, so I didn't ask for one. But they did not offer one. And then the next day when I was there, I actually saw my cousin there who was there for the sole purpose of getting a charger, and he showed me the newspaper article, and they never showed up that day.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny, too? When they cut the power off initially, there were explosions that happened after they cut the power off. First of all, when a power line shorts out, it doesn't cause an explosion in the magnitude they had out there. And second of all, when you shut the power off, my question is, what exactly is it that's exploding?
Exactly. And the thing is they're shutting the power off now. We are in a fire area, my area, but they're shutting the power off here, and we haven't had a fire really anywhere close to where I live.
Well, I live down in South Jersey, which is 20 miles from here is the Wharton State Forest, the Penn State Forest, the Bass River State Forest, which is hundreds of thousands of acres of pine trees.
Right.
They catch fire just by spontaneous combustion. And
right.
When we have a fire out here, it's brutal. I mean, but I never seen any melted tires or melted wheel rims or just stuff that burnt to a crisp with trees standing right next to it that are not even touched. That's weird.
Oh, it's not normal fire, Dave. It is not normal fire.
How do you burn a tree from the inside out? I got an answer for that. It's theoretical, but from what I know, if you have a microwave weapon, if you have intense microwaves, what they call a maser, not a laser, a maser, microwave amplification through stimulated emission of radiation, you can induce eddy currents into anything that's conductive, like house wiring, anything metal, and you could cause it to glow red hot and melt. That's the only explanation for an aluminum tire rim on a car melted.
Yeah, and it also explains how there's 5 houses in a row and the one in the middle gets hit and the others don't.
Right, absolutely, because it's a concentrated beam of microwave RF radiation. It's like, I would say, to make a comparison, I would say it would be a focused like a microwave oven, a focused beam of microwaves. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a focused beam of light. I actually I have a friend I haven't seen in a while. He was a Vietnam vet. And for a very long time, he was living in his vehicle in the San Fernando Valley outside of Los Angeles. And he was getting sick because he believed, and at the time I wasn't quite sure, but now I really honestly believe he was being attacked by a white van that drives around with a microwave device on the top of it. And they literally, I believe they target homeless people.
That's weird. A lot of people say, well, why are they doing this? Well, my answer to that is evil doesn't need a reason. All it needs is an opportunity. They do this stuff just to be evil bastards. That's the only explanation for it that I can figure out.
Yeah, well, they are, like a part of their satanic religion is to cause pain and suffering, I believe. And that's getting into a whole other thing that at a later date we'll talk about. I grew up Catholic in New Mexico, and there's some very interesting things happening there right now.
I grew up Catholic too, but I've been born again Christian since I was 17, so...
Yes, I'm born again Christian too. I was just baptized again as an adult about a month ago. Praise God.
Praise God. And I'm a minister. I'm an ordained minister in the church since 2004, I believe. So,
I actually am an ordained minister myself, Dave.
Oh, wonderful. Now, see, well, we're doing God's work. It's like not for the money. We're doing it to save the country. There's a lot more profitable and a lot more enjoyable things that I could be doing than doing this shit and getting slammed by YouTube 4 times. They owe me $7,000. Well, actually, they owe me $18,000, and this has got to end because the only other alternative is the Second Amendment, and we don't want to go there. But if you push us there, we'll. Not a problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, my brother was in the military and he's gone now. Unfortunately, he got sick from serving in Vietnam, but I'm right there with you. And listen, I'm going to have to go now, but it's been an absolute pleasure getting to speak with you. And I hope my number came up on your phone.
Yes,
Did it?
I'll store it in my phone and I'll put it in there next time you call. I'll call you by name. Thanks, Barbara. I really appreciate the call.
Thank you, Dave, very much.
Take care. God bless you. Godspeed.
Thank you. God bless you, too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please subscribe to our backup channels, Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel, BitChute.com/net4Truth USA, and drop.space/ Net4Truth USA. We fly so close to the target, we are on our 5th fighter jet. We will be relentless and persistent until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/ Net for Truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.